Negative, bonjour, boni, assalamu alaikum, Qingdao. If I missed it, I'm sorry. I'm just trying not to get into all of that. It's just so much stuff going on that I could be wasting my breath saying other things. But, you know, I'll say hello. I'll be still saying it, but I just want to get down to the nitty gritty because I want to cook my dinner. Um, Sorry about the intro. I was getting myself situated and I needed to drink some water, so I just played the video versus talking for a couple of minutes or a minute or so and then playing it. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of feedback on me and my rituals and how I relate to the universe. And I don't want to tell everything, but I will say this: you can't do it like I do it, and I can't do it like you do it. And I also hear, and when I say hear, that means what the ancestors tell me to say. You have to be real with yourself. You have to get rid of your ego. You have to humble yourself. Um, you have to do a lot of fighting temptation. And a lot of times that is test for you to see what level and how much growth you encountered. Now, if that make any sense, okay. And let me go back because I said something putting everyone in the equator. Let me say for myself, okay. And it's kind of hard to explain how. I can only explain to a certain degree, okay. And another thing, I grew up already attached to my ancestors. I didn't know they were called ancestors. I just knew it was just this entity that was above everything and everybody. And I would ask it questions. I would talk to it. It was my first kiss. Yeah, the pillow was, but in my mind, it was, that entity, that powerful being, energy, frequency, whatever you want to call it. We're all not wrong. Okay. I called it what I called it. You might call it God. Okay. You might call it Allah. You might call it, nothing. But it's something because all things don't have a name, you know. So, hey, so let's not, come at me in the comments. I'm not trying to hear it. But you have to be honest with yourself. And if you're not honest with nobody else, which you're supposed to be, but when it comes to yourself, your business, like personal things that you wouldn't want to tell anybody, that will be okay with the universe. You have to build your own relationship and you can talk to them however you need to in order to get out what you need to get out. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I be mad. I be going in. I be going in. Let me make sure I'm I be going in, and I'm not gonna say like now because I've grown a lot, but I'm not gonna say like okay. Now because I've grown a lot. I used to curse God out, like, cause I've been through, you name it, just about. Cause the more I start meeting people and growing, I'm like, oh wow, just when I thought I've been through something. So I'm gonna just say I've been through a lot of traumatizing things, and I've overcame those things. Never thought I would. Never, 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 never thought I would. But you gotta stay honest with yourself and confess to this entity, yourself. Some people say is your higher self, is yourself, all of that. So yeah. Um, sorry about the way I talk, but I be thinking while I'm talking, if that makes any sense. So I just be going, my mind just be going. But I was humble and I was raised to be humble. My mother beat that in me. I laughed at a poor family one day, and my mom, she got me real good. And I said it in a previous video, and I was standing on the edge and of the wall, thinking I was all cute because I was looking cute. You feel me, my mom? I was always, dressed nice and stuff. And um, she smacked me so fast, so hard, I had a lump. Everybody having a good time, and my head hurting, and I'm walking around with a lump on my head because I called myself belittling them, you know. So that was crazy. But you have to be real. You got to be real with the Most High, the universe. You have to, and not with nobody else. You don't have to tell a soul shit. Yeah, I said it. Okay. My other channel, I'm a little bit more nicer, but a lot more nicer. But yeah, here it's it's wrong. So another thing, you have to treat people good. You can't, and you got to be sincere because you're not tricking nobody. Because you got ancestors that don't like you. If they didn't like you living, 9 out of 10, they probably won't like you in the spiritual world for a little while. After if you're a good person, after a while, when they see that you're a good person, then you start hearing them apologizing to you in the spiritual world, asking and pleading for forgiveness. You know, so but you have to do those things. And when I say humble yourself, you have to get rid of that ego. One day the universe was like, get on your knees in the middle of the street and say, Jesus. And at that time, if that's what you believe in, then that's what it is. You can give anything energy. I can give this lighter. Oh, I found this. This is I can make it sentimental and make it, of value, you know. But it really isn't. It's the thought. And we have to learn how to do that without using an object or a being to reach the goddess and God in us. That's my opinion. I could be wrong. I'm a baby at this. All I can do is try to express what I experience. I don't really uh, take 100% in what I hear. Okay, I take that and I try to apply that to what's been happening to me spiritually and go from there. So that's how I deal with it. I know y'all probably did I shape shift or something? My eye, y'all seen that? Might want to rewind that part. My eyes said, I felt that. But that's the light. It's right here. I've been drinking, smoking too. And y'all know I smoke on this, you know, and my little bong, right? Y'all bong, I ain't smoked with y'all in a minute. But I've been getting a lot of people asking me, you know, it's not just one thing. You know, you gotta open up your mind. You gotta that first thought that come in your mind. And depending on the conversation. And when you pay attention and analyze it enough, you'll see that it's different beings. Like for real. It's like, and it's so weird because growing up, I used to bump into stuff, like walk into stuff. I'm hypnotizing myself. Anyway, sorry about that, y'all. But yeah, I was hypnotizing myself. You can, I forgot what I was saying. There's so much information to give y'all. You just, it's not just one thing. You know, I know I remember I was saying that. It's not just one thing. And I remember it was my brother. Yeah, both of my brothers. And my nana had died. I think it was my father's grandmother. And she died in the house. So we end up, my father ended up inheriting the house. You know, they just gave it to my dad. You know, he had a family. He was already there. So what the heck? So uh the door like opened and shut. But now that I'm older, I think about it and I'm like, wow, was that the wind or was it her spirit? But then when was- I was forced to eat, you know, some people couldn't eat. I was forced to eat. Okay, I didn't like eating. I would put my food right in somebody else's plate. I would only eat like my chicken and like stuff that I like to eat, and that's it. And I didn't eat that much. You know, I'll take a couple bites and I was, you know, give me one chicken and I was cool, you know, a half of one or something like that. And sometimes I didn't even want that. I just didn't want anything, you know. Kind of found out I was anorexic, but to this day, I just eat. I eat to survive. I eat once a day, maybe two. It's a rarity that I eat three. Okay, that's a little bit too much for me. But you know, I've always been like that. But it's just these ancestors been with me since I was younger. And like I said, they were my imaginary friend. Well, the Most High was. And then it's like when I got like a teenager, that's when I don't know, because I was bad. These entities would make me do things to myself. I set my own hair on fire, and I was over my aunt's house. My hair was long as hell. Okay, and my family, we got long hair, big breasts. We don't really have no booty. You know, probably got the hips, but you know, not no donkey don't. You know, we don't really wear makeup in my family like that. You know, I figure I get my face a break, but I'm about to get my eyes and my nails done again. And they grew and then they just broke all off. So I was just like, what the hell? My nails were like water, so it really don't matter. Anywho, yeah, but I I let I humbled myself. I let the entities control. And when I didn't agree with something or I didn't understand, then I go against it. Mhm. You know, I'm rebellious in the spiritual world and in this illusion, you know, we call reality, you know. So I'm rebellious on every aspect, you know. I do what I want when I want. You know, I've always been like that. If I feel like a prisoner, we got a problem. Especially if I didn't do anything. If I did something, and okay, yeah, that's fine. I deal with the consequence. You know, but anything outside of that shit, I ain't okay, and something going to manifest out of me. I'm telling you right now, I'm just not. Never been that type. I'm not with it. But sorry if I look tired. I was just getting off work. I worked both jobs today, so keep myself busy. And I just listen to the the intuitions. These things were just given to me, honestly. And like it being the imaginary friend of mine, it was a relationship already being built. And why? Because we stayed on punishment. My mother was abusive as fuck, yo. Like that lady was, she still is crazy. Okay, but cool, down to earth though. Nice to everybody else, but when it comes to us, ooh, she'll be nice to you until fuck up. She gonna go in, but for the most part, it's so much information. But it was just me. My brothers, they would be in the room playing cards with each other and you know um, talking and stuff like that. But me, I didn't have that. It was just me. So I accumulated a relationship. So my journey will be a little bit different than a person who uh, have no knowledge of anything. Because I believe that being chosen, you already experienced spiritual things. There's no way, far as myself, so many spiritual things have happened. I'm talking about miracles, wonders. I mean, whoa, you know, that a lot of people don't get, you know, and still walk around looking normal, not looking like your situation. So, ooh, the ancestors were looking out. And I kept saying that I mess with the dragons, the fairies, and the mermaids, but I was oh my favorite. Um, I got cursed out by the butterflies. Yes, I did. Because I work with the butterflies too. And yeah, I got told off. Not real bad, but, you know, by the butterflies. I just looked at it like it was, Angel and got my back, which is me. It's a butterfly, but the eyes, it's me. So, but not the color. But at the time, the contact lenses. But yeah, so I recommend just you gotta cleanse yourself. You gotta be a good person. You can't be all rotten and shit just because don't nobody see it and think these ancestors. Yeah, you'll get some ancestors, but you're not gonna get them ancestors you think you're gonna get. You're gonna get what you attract, even in the spiritual world. So you can cover up all of that and smile like you're not wicked, like you're not dark, and you are, you know, you want to do nothing but set yourself up and your children. And a lot of people, let me clarify something, because a lot of people are like, oh, well, it's fuck it. It's just happening to the children. But in the end of the day, they in your life. So by them being in your life, it's going to make your life hell too. So let's be clear here. Watch out what you're doing. You know, my rituals, I let the ancestors guide me. I let them tell me every ingredient until they tell me, well, yeah, you can add whatever you want, or you can add two things that you want, or something like that, you know. And there's times where I've added that and they be like, "Oh, I like that. Oh, add this," you know. But you got to be real with the voices that you're hearing, and you got to trust them. And it took me a while. I'm like, oh, this is oh God, I gotta cover up that I'm crazy, like, but I really don't like motherfuckers calling me crazy. I don't like it. I don't like when people say it. That's like me saying, oh yeah, well, you're naive, or oh yeah, um, you're this, or you're you depend on a man, or what if I said that to you? If crazy is supposed to be my characteristic, why the fuck can't I tell you yours? So people need to tread lightly when you're talking to me, because my ancestors don't like it. Even with family members, my ancestors, motherfuckers, like, oh, we related, they won't bother me too. Oh, yes, they will. When you're wrong, that's like grandma being here. you know, you wrong, you wrong. What the fuck? Like, come on. So yeah, you gotta trust those voices. My ancestors even told me to smack the shit out of motherfuckers. I'm like, but it was when I was drunk, boy. That was the only time they knew they can get me to do that shit. But I tell you one thing, I smacked that bitch into some class. I tell you that because she was ratchet as hell. And then when I came back, when they finally hired me back, and I came back, and she was acting like I was. And I'm like, oh shit. I felt kind of offended. Like, is this bitch trying to be like me? You know what I'm saying? Like, but in a way, I was happy because that made me feel better about the environment that I was in, you know? So I'm not saying go around and smack motherfuckers, okay? I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying your ancestors may tell you some things that seem a little odd, but trust it. I didn't even trust them enough where I went to jail. They was like, plead guilty. I'm like, oh shit, the fuck. And spirits was telling me to get away from my husband anyway at the time. I said that in the previous video as well. So I listened to those voices. And let me tell you something. When I look at the system now, it's falling, right? The judicial system is falling apart. And let me go back. Now, my first time, all right, when I started calling on Jesus, that's when I got that warrant. I was like, damn, I ain't get no warrant until I started going to church. Now, I'm not saying church is a bad thing, but church should be a preschool, like school, for you to start your spiritual journey. I started in Pentecostals, speaking tongues. Okay, I don't know what the fuck I'll be saying, but I'm learning that some of the words I say are Spanish. Now that I do know. And I know that because I heard Spanish people saying it, and I was just getting some work done in my car. And I said that in the previous video as well. Unless it was the other channel. But yeah. Sorry. I felt like a sting on my eye. I had to grab my crystal. Sorry. But yeah. I forgot what I was saying. I should have it in my face. But it's so much, it's so much, it's so much. You got to treat them like a friend. My journey is different than you guys, because they always been around me. Well, that happened when I was trying to say, um, I started paying attention to it when I was in my teens, like when I was 12, 13. That's when I started paying attention, and it was some bad voices. There was some good voices. There was some bad voices, because I used to be suicidal. And these voices used to try to get me to hurt myself, And I did hurt myself, you know. But I wouldn't do it now. Okay, I don't care what, you know. But I learned that I thought it was okay because, my mother was suicidal. So it seemed like, what the fuck? I would shoot myself or nothing like that. It was more like I was more like a pill popper, you know, where I just go to sleep and wake up. And every time I wake up, like, oh shit, I got to do this again. But you know, the universe let me know, like, look, you're gonna end up being crippled if you keep on trying it. And ever since then, I was like, I stopped. But it came back like when I have attachment problems. You know, it's not even just in a relationship. It's just when somebody's feeding the dopamine and I'm having a good time because I've been through so much as a child that any good moments I try to grasp onto that, and people make me feel comfortable. I try to because I was always around people that I wasn't comfortable around growing up, but I had to be around those people because I was a child. You know. But it wasn't like bad people or like that. It's just I'm just funny like that. You know. So yeah, but my journey is a little different than you guys. But I did start tuning in, and I ain't gonna lie, I was like in my what 30s, like 40s, yes, 40s, because I haven't been spiritual for not even 2 years yet. But it's in my blood. We got shamans in my family. You know, previous. I don't know about now. I do know that two of my cousins have the book, the family book that they should have been sharing with the rest of the family, or at least the ones that are interested in it, versus keeping it away like it was rightfully theirs, which my great grandmother would have a fit if she was to stand forth right now. But they think they doing something. I'll create my own. They're giving me um, recipes, and I'm not gonna lie, this shit is no joke. I started. Wait, hold on. Let me see. Let me show you. Hold up. Sorry. I read the Hoodoo book. I found the Hoodoo book to be boring. I just didn't really get nothing out of it. I guess because I'm new to all of this, so it's just I don't know. But I just started my Wicca book. I, I haven't read it. Just read. I'm on page 44. But yo, it's some interesting stuff in these books though. Like it's like wow, dang. Like you can do all kinds of stuff. Like, but I don't want to do anything like you can use it if somebody bother you, but I don't. I just tell the ancestors to get their ass. But I do protection, and I'm trying to perfect that. So then I don't have to use black magic. But I got up because I started. I am starting. I gotta finish the cover and all of that until I get an actual book. But this is my book of shadows. This is my book of shadows, and I have one page. Flash it real quick. And let me tell you, my first ritual I did 2 days late. I did a ritual on what was rightfully mine. Now, mind you, when I'm doing my rituals, I am realistic with my ritual. And I don't kill anything. Like when I say kill anything, you can't kill nobody's spirit. You can't kill a bug, not a roach, not a mouse, not a nothing. Not an ant, not a fly, not a you know, nothing. Not a cat, not a dog. Can't kill anything. And I just let them guide me. But my first ritual I did, I received my money in the mail 2 days after that. I was like, oh shoot, wow. I was like, oh, this is really a motivation to continue. Because the most high already know money gets my attention. Okay, because can't nobody take care of me like me but me. So I always make sure I have money. I don't try to be a burden on nobody else. Okay, so trust and believe. You do something for me, I'm going to look out. Trust me. But yeah, I'm starting my little book of shadows, and then um, my second ritual. Sorry, it's in the window. Is this, and this. I haven't had to do any magic after that. I just reactivated to the candle, a flat candle on top of here. I even have an Oya candle that I haven't even used yet, and I'm not using that until that's like for something big, or unless they tell me to do it, you know. But yeah, this is. I just do a ritual. They tell me what to do, and oh, and I gave myself a bath. I posted that on this page that I'm following that share magic and stuff, and um I shared that. They was like, "Wow, that is a spiritual bath." Like I wasn't. I don't be stingy. We're not stingy here. When it comes to just in general. You know, you're gonna do it right, right? So I made sure it was dark. It was chocolate. Like I didn't do it on purpose, but my ancestors. It looked like candy, like chocolate with some shreds of some shit. It was hot. If I find a photo, I'm gonna put it on a tablet. How about that? But I work with my crystals. I work with I work with a lot of things. Like the dragon just came to see me about 2, 3 weeks ago. It told me don't be scared, and I wasn't. Wow, and it didn't hurt me or anything. But I work with the. I was mad because it was white, but I gotta understand I'm mixed, whether a motherfucker like it or not. Okay, I am what I am, and that's just that. But yeah, I have two of them. I'll be getting some more. They gave me a request on um, the mermaids like cinnamon, but they want to bathe in the cinnamon too. So I gotta get some mermaids. I gotta buy a mermaid and my mermaid cards, but they don't play. No mermaids don't play. But yeah, and they felt human yesterday. I didn't even know these came off. And he was like, "Oh, I feel normal," you know. She said, "Don't do that. I'm sorry." But anyway, things talk to me. So, and I'm sure to talk to you too if you let it. You know, things let me know if it's happy or not. It don't it didn't tell me your life story or nothing like that. That's not how they communicate with me. It's just like I don't know. It's just feel weird. Not weird, but I don't feel like explaining it basically. But yeah, I work with them. And, the gargoyles. They've been trying to reach out to me, wanting to work with me. Because I used to, I was a bad girl. So they owe me a couple of favors, you know. So, yeah. But when temptation comes to mind, like telling you to do some certain things to people, don't do it. It depends. You gotta really I had to test it out a lot. Like I would get feelings growing up and I'd be like, oh, something gonna happen. And my family would look at me like I'm crazy. And I'm like, and I don't know if it's bad or good until after it happened. To this day, it's still like that. I don't know. Actually, I got that feeling like 3 days ago, and I was really uncomfortable. And then I thought about going to this bar and have a drink, and I was like, oh, the ancestors like, no, go straight home. So I think it had something to do with that, because I be getting hated on. So you know, people don't like people being happy, and I'm always happy, and I'm happy and honest and real. But this is my baby. I sleep with it sometimes. Um, but when I used to bump into stuff, it would say, "Hey, you bumped into me," and I would be like, "Oh, I'm sorry," and I'm like, "Oh shit!" Like, and my family never paid that no mind. They never paid that no mind when I would do that. And then I'll be looking at what I bumped into, turn around, bump into something else. Like it was crazy. I was so clumsy to my pineal gland. I guess they saying I'm telling too much now. But yeah, this I just had to activate it. Yeah, I felt that, but I haven't had to do anything magical. I just been reactivating this. I put it in the sun. I put it in the moon. I do both. I sleep with it. I hug it. I kiss it. I give it gratitude. You know, and I know that the situation right now is like I don't want to put the altar around in the house yet because when I tried to make an altar, my cousin come visit out of town. He put me juice and soda and shit on it. So I guess where I have it, so until the renovation and everything get done the way we want it, I won't be doing the altar yet. But what I did do, and I'm not condoning this for any and everybody, but I have solely, sometimes I can't pronounce the word, solely given myself to the universe. Okay, I've been able to manipulate the weather. Uh, I don't know how. I just say it and feel like, oh my God, like I gotta go to work and I wouldn't be comfortable working in it. Like this is my first winter in 7 years. Please make it, So this is the best winter in history. And I'm from Philly. And I haven't been here in 7 years, but it's been nice this winter. It hasn't really been that cold at all. But yes, the rain as well, you know. Um, and the universe gave me favor and honored that. You know, of course, I had to give them things, you know, um, but I dedicated myself to them. So the altar is my home. Like anywhere, everything, y'all invited everywhere. So, like right now, this day candy on my bed. They had two pieces. So, and then they had some Twizzlers. I tried to take it the other day, and the Lord said, no, no, So I knew that they don't want me to move it, but it's up there on the dresser that I'm about to throw out. But yeah, let me get it. Let me show you. A little plate right here, like this. So I got a little plate up here. So they, I had gave them some prune juice downstairs, and their liquor. Oh, they keep the Amsterdam. They love Amsterdam. So yeah, so everywhere is, you know, I sleep with my rituals. Uh, they're going to be jumping inside of my new little friends. You know, my new little buddies. You know, like hey, introducing you all to everybody. Have a little Care Bear. Is that everybody? Oh, sorry, but yeah, things are so fragile. Even when I'm driving my car, like I just handle it a certain way, because I've been thinking I'm gonna hurt it, like it's a person. But yeah, you just gotta surrender. I even had to humble myself to the point where church helped me break down the ego. Church is good for the ego, breaking down the ego, surrendering yourself, learning how to surrender. That you can surrender to. Let me tell you something. Jesus is real. Okay, the name is not accurate, but the powers, some of them stories are real. Okay, it's just not the people names that they use, and then a little twist, you know. And the churches, the pastors, they be knowing this. I'm gonna do a video on. I took some photos. TV Jakes. I couldn't believe it. Where they collecting money. Taking offerings and stuff like that, and they wasn't acknowledging the people. That was getting like $1. It was crazy. It was disrespectful. But anywho, moving along. Um, what else I do? I'm just always saying thank you. I'm always showing gratitude. I always want to help others. Anything I really do is to line things up so that I can get in a position to help others. Yeah, even though it don't be working like that all the time. But I'm always able to help others, but not like I want to, you know. So yeah, I just let the ancestors give me these recipes and had good intentions, and I believed in what I was doing. I mean, if you're not gonna believe in it, then don't fucking do it. Like fuck around and be casting some shit to you, and I don't know. You know, I don't want to share somebody else's story, but ooh, boy, maybe one day I will. But that story was deep. I mean, well, I won't say the person, but this person told me that a spirit came and kissed them in their mouth. Like, and this person is a reputable person, like dead ass. Like, I know for a fact that if that's what that person said, that is what the fuck happened. And I'm like, oh shit. But instantly, I already knew who it was. Well, no, I didn't. I'm lying. Um, I knew that the person she assumed it wasn't that person. But then I kept asking the ancestors to tell me, and they did. And I was like, oh shit. Like, wow. Like, damn. And ever since then, that voice, I've always go to that voice for answers, and that voice tell me shit. Ask some family secrets. And once you in with the ancestors, with your ancestors, look. Let me tell you something. I don't only just tap into my ancestors. Okay, I tap into other fucking people's ancestors. Other people's fucking ancestors be helping me too. You know, and you can ask them family shit, family secrets, and they will tell you. It's not going to be right there and then. Trust me. Sometimes at first, like one of them, uh, took like a year or something like that. Cause I know when I had got saved or whatever you want to call it through church, but purged, you know, becoming pure, the aligning with the chakras at that time. Because I'm backslide now. But he married to the back. She married to the backslide. So we married. So I'd rather stay married. So I'm gonna be backslide my ass off. But I want to stay married. We ain't married if I don't. do that, right? Right. So anyway, I know I'm pretty, but what was I saying? There's so much stuff to share with y'all. Um, just type at the bottom, and then I'll just do another video on it or whatever. But what was I saying? Darn, it'll come back to me. But I be using, yeah, other people's ancestors, and they be helping me out. And this evangelist had boldly rebuked me. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. That day I was plotting on killing my husband. I know it sounds crazy, but I was. Okay, I was plotting on this shit, you know. And then I realized it's prayer, right? So I asked him. I said, "It's prayer today, right?" He's like, "Yeah." So I was like, "All right, well, I want to go to church. I want to go to prayer right now." So because I wanted to get that mind because it was those demons trying to get me to hurt him. You know what I'm saying? Like I was going through a very crucial, when I say spiritual time, like it was crazy. It was that shit is real. The spiritual world is fucking real. Do you hear me? Man, it just blew my mind. So man, that's crazy. But anyway, y'all, um, they revealed some things to me, and she put her hands on me because I was looking at this girl, and I'm like, oh shit. Now, not only am I about to kill this, well, plotting, here come this bitch. I said, now we in church. I'm about to beat this bitch ass in church. I don't give a fuck about this building. Yo, I was so mad. And mind you, I'm saved at that time. I still am. Like, but you know, good get don't tempt good. People think, oh, you're a Christian or you in the God, you're not supposed to get angry. Yes, you do. You can still get angry. It's on how you react when you get angry. But I was about to whip this bitch ass, and immediately the evangelist, she must have seen it on me. No, so I remember speaking in tongues. So I said, okay, I need to make the Holy Ghost hurry up and come. So I started saying words that I thought I remember hearing. And by me speaking those words, that gave the cue for the evangelist to come over. She wanted to do it anyway, no matter if I was speaking a tongue that she heard of, she still would have came over and did that because she been watching my energy. She been watching me watch everything and everybody in there. Because I was always taught, yeah, church is good, but these motherfuckers wicked. Make that make any sense? I grew up around real motherfuckers. Okay, that's probably why I'm so honest and real. And then now my mom hated. You talk too much. No, bitch, I'm just honest. Like, isn't this shit you taught me? Now you want me to be a liar? And like, it's so crazy. Anyway, let me move on. So she touched me, and when I say this bitch eyes turn black, you ain't see none of this. All that shit was black, black. So I asked God to reveal that to me. Do you know that God sent my ass to jail just to get the information about that? I was like, God damn, well, God. So now when I'm praying for stuff, I be like, and just don't send me to jail. I be like, just don't send me. You want me to learn something? You ain't gotta send me to jail. So I always that in my prayer. Even though I was cool up in there, I was, straight, even though I caught mercy and almost died, but I was straight after, long story, but I got some good medicine up in there and I was good. I almost lost my life up in there, my first bid. But anyway, so because I asked the pastor, I guess they thought I wasn't going to ask. I was like, "Excuse me, the evangelist eyes when she boldly rebuked me. Isn't that against the Bible?" And she looking at me like this bitch, and I'm looking at her like a fake bitch, fake ass pastor. And I used to look up to this woman like, God damn. because her aura, her chakra was gold. That's what made me so intrigued with this lady because I seen a gold ball over her head and it just was lifting. And I'm like, what the hell? And I let her know, I said, I seen a gold, like a halo over her head, so I knew her frequency was high. And now that I'm conscious, I thought about that the other day. That was the first time I ever thought about it like that, but that made me gravitate. I wanted what she had. I wanted that energy. I wanted, to be close to something so powerful. But I wanted to be pure and good, not evil, you know. So anyway, so it was another day I was in church and my ear, when I say my ear was on fire, I just wanted somebody to give me a knife and cut my ear off. That's how bad my ear was burning. So the same evangelist gonna take me out in the foyer. Now, mind you, if I'm doing this to my ear, that ain't bothering no fucking body. So, bitch, why are you taking me the fuck out in the foyer? Why? So she said, and I knew that it was wicked behind me. So I guess that's probably why somebody was talking. I don't know what it was to this day, but I know that it was a warning. God was trying to tell me something, but I wasn't letting that voice in because I knew I was being watched. And she had the audacity to take me out in the hallway, foyer, in the hallway. And she told me, so what did God say? God told me don't tell that bitch shit. So I said, he will never leave you. That's what I said. No, I said, no matter what, I'll never leave you. That's what I told her. God said, God ain't say that shit to that bitch. God told me don't tell that hoe nothing. And I didn't. But why did you feel the need to pull me out there? Oh, you know what God told me? Well, the universe told me she was going to take what I said and build off of that and own it and then get close to me to to try to drain that and get feedback and all of that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, all that kind of stuff. It was crazy, yo. It was crazy. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, fuck this church. I even laid I wish I still had that text. That pastor, boy, I left that bitch a nice little she ain't never think that nobody would talk to her like that. You ain't God, bitch. You a pastor, a teacher that's misleading the people. Tell the truth about that damn Bible and them damn people that's in it. And what is what. Yeah. Tell them about the gods, the real gods, all of that. They know this stuff, but they take your money. And I do for my community or whoever the universe tell me to look out for. So that's my 10%. So I would never let nobody make me feel bad. And that's what the universe had to tell me because I was feeling bad. And the universe was like, hold up, don't you ever feel bad about not helping somebody because you've been doing this. You was born to do this. And I was. My great grandmother used to give. My mother gave. I gave. My sister does. My brother, like we givers. My family, my cousins, we're givers. So, you know, but you can't try to do what I'm doing. You can't be envy about what I'm doing. You got to do your own thing, and do not welcome evil. I don't welcome evil. I don't do it. Mm-mm. I don't do it. I'm not doing it. And they have to tell you who they are because I ask them like, "Are you good or bad?" When they getting smart and shit, then I'm like, "Oh no, you bad. Get the fuck out of here." And I tell my ancestors, "Get that motherfucker out of here." You feel me? Some of them beg to come back, and I let them know, "Well, you gonna act right? Because if you gonna act up, you say that shit for when I gotta send you for somebody." You feel me? The fuck out of here. Because some of them had came and like when I first got my cards, they was disrespectful as shit. I'm like, hold it, what up? What the fuck? Me and my cards had a whole argument. No, I could take your ass back and get something else. Oh no, I want to work with you. Oh, okay. So sometimes but sometimes I let them curse me out. Long as I know it's them and not no you know, bad entity, because bad entities will let me know. And some of them want to work with me, you know, because they already see ahead and they already know that your ass gonna do me dirty. So they already gonna come over here because they know once you do me dirty, I'm gonna send my ancestors on their ass, and they like, nope, I got this, because that's what they do. That's what they want to do. And people always trying to get over on me because they think I'm stupid because I'm pretty and because I'm nice and I'm small, so they think it's sweet. Oh, don't they get a rude awakening? Sometimes I shock myself like, God damn. But when I start trouble, I never win. And that's all right. And I accept that. My mom always told me, don't go looking for no trouble because you're going to get your ass whipped. A scared motherfucker kill your ass. So I learned not to just go looking for trouble because I was so angry. I just wanted to fuck a motherfucker up, being hurt, But now I thank God that I'm healed. You know, I'm healed enough where I don't have to hurt anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like who knows? We might not always heal completely, but at least heal enough where you're not affecting someone else in a negative way. And there's still some categories I need some work in, you know. But I just figured I'll share this because I've been getting that a lot. Like, oh, well, how did you overcome this and all that? I kept my mind on the universe. I do everything for the universe, God, Allah, higher self. I do it for that, you know. So when they tell me to get them things, I do, you know. Shit, this motherfucker got like $100 and something dollars. And they already let me know when I get my taxes, I gotta give them. I gotta give them some money. And that's fine. I'm okay with that. They tell me to get them stuff and I give it. Because when I want something, they get it. And it's to the point where I don't need anything. I just need my bills paid. But I don't need anything. And it took a lot to get to this point. Even though I always had, but to actually want to be content. I was always traveling, moving around. Like it's like now I'm still like in one spot, you know. So, and I knew moving to Florida and living in that same apartment. I couldn't even believe I lived in that apartment that long. I never stayed nowhere that long. Not even growing up with my parents. We didn't stay in the same spot that damn long. I couldn't believe it. So I knew then that, you know, something. And look, I'm here. And with my with my beautiful crazy cousin, 74, my roommate. My roommate Carol. Yeah. So and because of her, I stay still. And then not only that, the family house. You know? So I would love to play, part in, take part in, help keeping it in the family. I want to play part of that. I want to be a part of that. So yeah. But what else? Yeah, you can't be going around being shady to people. Oh, and once you start this journey, oh, I know as far as me, if I do anything to anybody that I don't have no business doing, oh, I get chastised like unbearable. You're like, damn, but I only did that. I don't care how little it is. So if you're going to be, on the good side, the white side, the light, not the dark matter, uh, be right. I wouldn't want to tap into the dark. I think I would be very dangerous to myself as well. But this is a protection jar. This is not a curse on anybody or anything like that. It's just to protect me. And when I feel like somebody's doing something to me, I do, you know, I have my little, damn, I forget what they call it. And I just looked it up the other day. Like, damn, what do they call this? But I'm gonna get a bigger one. But this is my very first one. I wanted to start small because I didn't know if I would have to throw this, get spooked out, had to throw things out. So yeah, and this is good to burn things in. So a little sage sticks. I'm running out. I gotta get some. But yeah, and things call me. Things call me. Like this was in the house, and I was gonna throw her out. She's like, no, no, I'm just explaining. She's like, I know, I just want to say something. She wanted attention, and that's okay, right? But yeah, she asked to work with me. Isn't she cute? Yeah, you looking like them. Yeah, but she asked to work with me. So yeah, she works with me as well. She hasn't given me a name yet. So, but yeah, I don't know what else to say. Um, but I just recommend you know, be pure with your rituals. Oh, and I don't know if it's because I got the 528 hertz, but when I was in North Carolina before I got here in September, back to Philly, um, I seen frequencies. Yo, it was amazing. It was like a bubble, like a bubble look, and it was like rainbow, like an invisible man, but just rainbow colors, and it was just like moving, like it was just like hopping. And I was like, wow, like, and it went around it went not the whole room, but I got excited. When I get excited, the shit be disappearing. Even when I be seeing like squares in my ceiling, like dark matter, and it'll open. I'll be like, ooh, getting excited. Ooh, like, what's up? What's up? And it'll go away. I'm like, dang, scared of shit. So, yeah, you have to embrace, but you have to know it's good. And I just feel like you need to work on yourself first. You have to get rid of certain people because they're not going to want to communicate with you with certain people around and things like that. Like sometimes the spirits don't want you to talk to other people. And I know this for a fact. Okay, see, I speak on facts. And I like to make sure I'm incorporated in these things. People always talk about, oh, you just trying to put yourself in something. No. Who would you rather listen to? Somebody that's just talking about something that you think they looked up or somebody who actually experienced it? All right. So, okay. And that would decide on if this channel is for your ass and if it's not. But anyway, moving along. I forgot what I was going to say because people do that like sick. But I was flattered to experience that. But these spirits, they don't like you showing off sometimes. Because I remember being saved and I was tarrying, and the spirits love dancing. and I was in the shadow and I'm watching my shadow, and then it was fine. So I started seeing some other shit. I started doing like this, and then it was like, oh my God. Like my hand was like in the what I was seeing, I was like, oh shit. And then as soon as I started like trying to deliberately do it, then that's when it was just like going away. I was like, oh my God, like what did I just so uh I get paralyzed in my sleep. Um I've been abducted uh 3 times, but I got away. So I don't, I will wake up with like scars and like somebody stuck me with needles or something like that. It's deep. I'm telling you, you can't just want to do rituals and that's it. It's a lot deeper than just want to do rituals. Okay. Um, and like I said, you can put your intentions in anything. But I do work with crystals. This is my emerald, I think. Emerald is supposed to be for the love. I need some love in my heart because, you know, I've been raised by a woman who acts heartless. So I don't really know too much about the, love part. So, yeah. My turmeric and centric. And I have more in my window, but some hanging up. But, yeah, but I deal with a lot of things. You oh goodness, you guys can't see it. I just the ancestors picked not the ancestors, sorry, the mermaids and the fairies picked this out. Well, the mermaids picked this out, and this is a sea salt candle. And I don't know if y'all can see it. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's a good shot. You see it? I don't want to spill nothing. That's my hair, my nails. Um, that's sage right there. But yeah, hair and nails. And whatever the ancestors telling me to put in here, because this is going to be a ritual. So it's like being prepped. So yeah, but I have my DNA. I don't do anything without. That's why I wouldn't want nobody in my house, really. And I don't really have company. My cousin be like, damn. And then when I had company, she like, oh, they need to go. Wait a minute, hold up. I'll show you some of this. You gotta connect yourself. Um, you have to connect yourself with them. And I try to become one. All right, this is new, a new set, but I um I harvest my own hair. Uh, these are my nails. That's why y'all need to stop biting your nails and fucking throwing that shit somewhere over people's houses and you fucking throwing your shit. But these are nails, like my fingernails in here. And this is my hair. This is old hair. And it don't even stink. But this is hair. I gotta add this in here too. But yeah, I work with my DNA and with the weave hair that I use too. Because you want to bliss those spirits as well. I know I do. Um, I'll give you. I do give people. If they want a spiritual bath, that you know, you guys can reach out to me for free. Okay, and I'll let the ancestors tell me what kind of spiritual bath you need first, telling you what to put in your bath. But yeah, I work with herbs. I work with all the elements, but I'm not gonna tell you how to work here. But yeah, this is a couple of them in here. I do work with the pink salt. I do work with that. This is the candles that go on top of to reactivate my jar. And I had different kinds, different colors. I'm like flavors like it's candy and shit. Pray for me, y'all, if you mean it. Oh, and I lied. My very first ritual was Bailey's. I love my Baileys and they're very powerful. They write on your bay leaf. I thought I bought a big one. I swore I bought a big one. I buy so much stuff. But I bought some more because I hate when they crushed up, right? But I cook with them as well. That's why when your family say be careful where you eat, you know, people put certain herbs together to make you sick. So it don't have to be poison in your food. It can be the herbs itself that they put together. But yeah, you write on your bay leaf, and I use a marker. I have a marker. I had did a bay leaf the other day um, on just saying thank you and blessing the heavens. But yeah, I deal with my frankincense. I wrap crystals. Got my little tools here. But I just do stuff that I can't wait to wrap this. I should have got a better one. The rose quartz. I gotta wrap that. But I just let the ancestors tell me what to do and when to do it. And I think this is $10. But I had this for over a year because one thing about me doing my rituals, I don't do rituals for nothing. I do it for a reason, and I don't do it for money. You know, I do it to protect myself. You know, if I feel really, horrible or whatever, I know I gotta do a spiritual bath because somebody definitely, I feel something in my spirit, but I kind of know who it is anyway. So, anyways, I like when people say anyways, because anyway. But yeah, I had the cedar. I will say, sun eye, sun's eye, and I'm a Leo, so I thought it was cool to get. And I asked, I used to be cool with a witch in Florida, and I don't really know too much about this stuff, so she was like educating me. She was a Caucasian female, yeah, and she was teaching me about things I didn't know. Recommending. And then it was so crazy because the black girl was trying to get me to buy dark cards. And I'm like, so the girl was like, you do dark now? And I said, no, why you say that? And she, and I said, oh no, oh no. And I looked at her, I said, ooh. So she was doing magic on me to keep me away from the store once that happened. So I said, oh, this bitch don't know me. So that's inspired me to start doing rituals to protect myself from her ass because I seen her coming. And all my ancestors didn't like you, and that no, bitch, you didn't. Because if you're really real, and you're a genuine person, you're going to gravitate to me and you'll see that I'm a decent person. I'm not like malicious and all of that fucking rotten shit. So I knew the bitch was lying, and I just did my little magic and burned my little leaves and my bay leaves. By the way, shout out to the Baileys. And she ended up losing her motherfucking job. Fuck with me if you want. You know, I don't play that shit. Like, bitch, I ain't even do nothing to you. You just jealous because when I would go in the store, or everybody be standing around me, and we just all just be talking and shit, and she would feel left out. And but and everybody trying to talk to me at one time, trying to get my attention. I hate that. I'm not gonna lie. I love the attention, but I hate that because I don't want nobody to feel less than the other. I want everybody to feel like, you know, amazing and, bubbly. Not, oh well, she don't really like me. She ain't looking at me, and I don't like that. So I like to pay everybody some mind, you know. So yeah, that was kind of crazy. But what else? I've been through a lot, Oh, I'ma always say I woke up with a different language on my floor. These entities pick us too, you know. Because in these dreams, I was getting the fuck away. I was fucking these motherfuckers up and everything. I was out. And there was times where I would had to grab the wall and couldn't even I still was moving, but I couldn't even run that fast, but I was still moving, but it was slow as fuck. But they didn't catch my ass, okay? But I still will wake up like with scars because I used to have a mole right here. And now the mole didn't move. Like I don't even see the mole no more. I'm like, well, trying to move my hair, like where is it? Because I know I had a mole in my temple and it's gone. Now I have one here. I'm like, what is going on? So I got moles moving. I seen a mole right. Oh, sorry, I'm showing my bra. I'm sorry, but a mole right here, like not a mole, but like a something showed up on my arm. Like I'm like, what the fuck is that? I probably bruised myself up drinking, but I don't know. The universe got to reach out to you when that's when your rituals really become powerful. I add them in it and everything. My bare view mirror going. I hit a trash can and I gotta get it fixed. And I be like, ancestors, y'all got control over that side. Yo, I be driving my ass off. Okay, the ancestors be having that on fleek every time. I'm like, oh my God. And I know it's them because anybody in my family tell you my driving skills ain't all that. So when that skill come in, I be like, oh, that's them. Because I let them control my car and everything. What? Now, I'm not saying I surrendered 100% because I'm learning faith and all of that, but 95%. So I'm working on the other five, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to share some of these. If you guys have any more questions, because I got plenty of stories, and yeah, just ask. But I just had to do this video because so many people have been asking me. So I just, you know, I hope you guys had the most adventurous time doing your magic. Be responsible. Don't don't try to hurt somebody because you're gonna get yourself hurt. Nobody's gonna get hurt but you. Don't even go to nobody and get nobody to do nothing bad because little do them motherfuckers know they're gonna pay. Especially if the person didn't do anything to you. Now they did something to you, then that's something different. But don't think because you went to that psychic or that whatever witch or whatever, you know, no, that person has to have harmed you. Other than that, you're not supposed to be doing none of that shit. It's gonna backfire on you. Trust me. And karma don't have no expiration date. Don't think you got away with shit because you didn't. I gave my brother bleach when uh, I had to be about 2 or 3 years old. Gave that little nigga some bleach. What? I tell you, I was like 41, or 42. Well, no more than 43. And getting turned up. and I had some bleach in the water bottle and took the tag I tore this off the water. And when I tore it off, I sat by the door, didn't write nothing on it. Man, ended up having company. The food was good because we was having a contest who make the best barbecue. And the food was so good. I didn't want to get up and get no water. So I went and grabbed that, forgot it was bleach. I ended up in the emergency room. It was so funny. These people asked me, was I suicidal? Because I was laughing. I was laughing because, first of all, I knew to drink milk. And the doctor said, that was good. You knew that. How you knew to drink milk? I said, I told him what happened. He bust out laughing. I said, God, that was my karma. I knew instantly. When I drank that bleach, I knew that it was my karma. I knew it. That was some funny shit, yo. That was, and I didn't have milk in my house. You know, dairy. I'm lactose intolerant, so you know that I have coconut milk now, but then I didn't. But it was so crazy, yo. That was a moment. So you know, and I didn't start getting awakened until I was in Florida. And sometimes it takes you to leave home. I'm tired, y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta cook. Yeah, I cook like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. Sometimes it takes you to move out of your element to grow. And that's what happened for me. And I'm glad I did because I was wild. But weren't we all? If you wasn't, then okay. That don't make me a bad person. That don't make you a good person because you didn't. So don't turn your motherfucking nose up at me. Say no, let me stop. But yeah. So let me go because this video is like long. I didn't mean for it to be this long because I really want to cook my food. And by the way, I'm frying some fish and making some potato salad and some string beans. Ah, yeah, 12 o'clock at night. I can't make no candy and say no things up. I don't feel like doing all that. But anyway, you guys, thank you for your support. Thank you for the comments. If you're going to be leaving some in advance, hope you guys have a great day. Sorry I haven't been posting any videos. I've been on my other channel. Um, I've been doing research. I've been working. Um, yeah. But you guys stay safe, okay? And, I will talk to you guys soon.